How's it going, everybody? It's Charlie, and welcome back to another instalment of Bitesize Leeds on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. Hope everyone's doing okay today, as always. We all know how it goes by now on Bitesize Leeds, people. All the latest goings on in the wonderful world of Leeds United Football Club, transfer news, news about Leeds in general. This is where it all goes down. So just before we get into it properly, smash that like button. Please subscribe. Share all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And yeah, let's get straight into it. So straight off the bat, obviously I did mention, it was main subject of the upload from yesterday, that Tyler Adams and Louis Sinisterra have both now got the here we go from Fabrizio, which means that they are pretty much done deals. All that needs to be done now is to sign the paperwork and have the medicals. Tyler Adams apparently was flying to England last night, so he should get here obviously today. I would expect that both players have signed and had medicals. I even think they may announce them on the same day. Whether they do or not, who knows? But I have an inkling that they could announce them on the same day. I reckon it'll be announced by the end of this week. I think Marsh wants them both signed in time to join the Australian tour, which I think they fly out for at the weekend. Obviously, we've got the game against Blackpool in York tomorrow, which I will be going to. I can't wait to watch a Leeds game. It feels like forever since that last home game against Brighton now. Really excited for the new season, obviously, with the signings that we've got. And, I actually tweeted this earlier on this morning. You've got to give credit where credit is due to the board at the minute, because yes, they've had the faults, and yes, they've maybe gone about things in a questionable manner over the last sort of year to 18 months. But if you think about it, this week started off with the loss of our cult hero and one of our best players in the Yorkshire Polo himself, Calvin Phillips. Everyone was, I wouldn't say in mourning, but I feel like it was a little bit deflating to wake up to on Monday, even though we all knew it was coming. I ain't saying it was a shock. It's just when it actually is official, it kind of hits a little bit different. But literally within hours, we had 2 signings announced. So, we've signed Aronson, Christensen, Mark Rocker, Darko Giabi, Tyler Adams, Sinisterra. There's just one more piece of the puzzle, which I will get onto at the end of the video. I'm sure it's the main reason why you've clicked on it based on the thumbnail, but I'll leave you waiting just a little bit and we'll mention it at the end. But for me, even if we don't get that guy who I'm on about there, and it's someone else, I still feel like that centre forward position is the last piece of the puzzle. In an ideal world, I would like us to go and get a left back. And also, I would like us to go out and sign an experienced goalkeeper. How realistic that is of happening, I don't think it's that realistic, if I'm honest with you. As much as it's what a lot of fans want, I think Marsh could be preying on the fact that Firpo has a good second season. If we're playing devil's advocate, it could have just been the case that Firpo was was adapting to a new league. He did have COVID at one point. He has had a few injuries, so it's kind of like Rodrigo in his first season. I do think, as much as it still wasn't a great season, I think Rodrigo's second season last time out was better than his first. So let's hope that is the case for Firpo. But even if Firpo is to have a good season, there's no backup there. There is no backup there. I've heard, Charlie Taylor, I've spoken about on a previous upload. I understand why people might not want him, but we don't know the full ins and outs of what happened when he left Leeds. He's a Leeds fan. He lives local. For me, it's a no-brainer. Because Burnley have gone down, he's price will be cheaper. For me, it's a no-brainer. I think he gets in over Firpo, even if Firpo improves. There's Tagliafico as well at Ajax, but he looks like he's heading elsewhere. There are left-back options out there, is what I'm trying to say. But fingers crossed Firpo has a good season. But the experienced keeper thing as well, I think, is something that needs addressing as well. Klaassen, yes, he had that really impressive substitute appearance against Wolves that night at Molineux. But other than that, we've not got a lot of data to really go off. Apparently, it was part for the under-23s last season. I think that's why a lot of people were shocked at how well he did do against Wolves that night. But yeah, I still think there's other areas at pitch that need addressing. But if we can sign a certain someone who I'll be touching upon in a bit, or even someone else in that position, I think that would be a very good transfer window for Leeds United. When you think about it, we're having one of the best windows. We've signed, I think we're up there with the most players signed in this window in the Premier League. And we haven't even sold our prized asset yet, which leads us on nicely to the ongoing saga that is Raphinha. Now, some Leeds fans are getting a little bit excited now because he's added Leeds United into his Instagram bio again after deleting it a little bit ago. Now, does that mean he's staying? I think he would rather stay at Leeds than join Chelsea. That's not me saying that a move to Chelsea isn't a good move for him. As much as it pains me to say it, it is. The Champions League outfit, they'll be, I'd say behind City and Liverpool, they're probably the best team in the league other than them two. I'd say they are definitely in that top four, of course. But it seems like Raphinha will only stay in the Premier League if it's with Leeds. I don't think he wants another Premier League move. He wants the Barcelona move. I did say on an upload a few days ago that I do think Raphinha will leave. I'm going to stand by that for now, but it wouldn't surprise me if he did stay. I just think Barcelona, are they going to realistically get their finances in order? I'm not too sure. It's a tough one. I just don't want us to get mugged off and accept this 20 million here, 20 million there, 20 million. If it's 60 million, we want at least the majority of that up front. We want 50 to 55 up front, in my opinion. I'm not saying that that's a great deal, by the way. I'm just saying a way that I could probably live with it. Even if they offered 50, 55 up front and then the rest in installments, you could look at it and go, right, it's his dream move. He's helped us, blah, 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 blah. Let's just move him on. Because I think Leeds are kind of in a way banking on him going so that the funds that we get for him can be used on, a certain player from Club Bruges and other targets. We might go for a left back and an experienced goalkeeper then if we get those funds. But with the Sinistera signing, if Raphinha is to stay, even if it's just while January and after World Cup, or even if he gives us one more full season, Raphinha on that right, Sinistera on the left, Aronson in the cam, or Harrison in the cam, Harrison on the left, whoever. I think it would massively improve our chances of a higher finish this season. And yeah, another story just to touch on briefly as well is that Crescencio Somerville does look like he will be signing a contract extension at Leeds, according to Fabrizio Romano, which is really, really promising news, which must mean that Marsh has had a word with him and said that he will be a little bit more involved in and around the first team this season. I still think he'll be played a lot in the under-21 setup, but you could see Somerville on our bench in a lot of Premier League games, and I think he will make more of an impact this season. Him and Gellart, obviously, it's widely said that Joe Gellart will be signing a new contract at Leeds as well, which is, again, amazing. I think both of them will thrive this season. I'm not saying they'll be starting week in, week out, but I think they'll have a lot more impact this season. So finally then, let's touch upon it. I've kept you waiting long enough. CDK, Charles de Ketelaere, from Club Bruges. This seems like a bit of a Raphinha situation. It's just the other way around. Obviously, I did speak about this yesterday, and I said it is very highly unlikely now with the interest of AC Milan, and apparently that is his preference. You know, the Serie A champions, they can offer him Champions League football, etc. Now, Leeds United, in the last 24 hours, it's been reported that Leeds United have offered in the region of 30 to 35 million euros, when AC Milan have offered in the region of 20 million euros, which is about 17 million, and we've offered, 25 to 30 million pounds for him, which was accepted by Club Bruges. However, similar, to the Raf situation, CDK prefers a move to AC Milan and is waiting out on them to come in with an improved offer. I still wouldn't rule Leeds United completely out of it. I think he could be swayed with a Premier League move. Even if he sees Leeds as a stepping stone, kind of like Raphinha did. Even if we could have CDK for 2.5 seasons, is a daft young talent. Like, really, really, this guy, if we get him, I know I've said I'd like a left back and a keeper, but if we didn't bring a left back and keeper in after signing him, I think I could live with it a little bit. That's how much I would be okay with this signing. Like, I don't actually understand the levels. Like, if we signed CDK and had Sinistera and Raphinha, imagine if we could keep Raphinha and sign CDK. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like, that would be unreal. Leeds accepted Chelsea's fee for Raphinha. Club Brugge have accepted our fee for CDK, but the players ultimately get the final say. CDK, I think, may wait for AC Milan for a little bit longer, but who knows? If they are willing to pay that much, and Leeds United are, I think there's a conversation to be had there. Or Rads Kinnear, get your best chat up lines out because you're going to need them. Like I said, do not rule Leeds out of this yet until we get a here we go from Fabrizio, in terms of AC Milan. But do not give up on this, Leeds. You need to fight for this. This would be a marquee signing. This would be the Hollywood signing, but it would be a good Hollywood signing, like a very, very good signing. But I'm really happy with the transfers that Leeds have made so far. I think CDK would be the perfect last addition. But watch this space, guys, because you never know your luck. Now, that brings us to the end of this installment of Bitesize Leeds, guys. I really hope that you've all enjoyed it. I will be uploading again today. At 7 o'clock, I will be uploading a video where I am basically just going to give you what my ideal starting 11 would be for the first game in the Premier League, based on the transfers that Leeds United have made so far and potential ones that we could make as well. So make sure that you tune in for that one as well. Hit the like button on this. Please subscribe if you're brand new. Share all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, and I'll see you at 7 o'clock this evening. Cheers.